Research methodology is something how you are going to conduct your research. এটা একটা কোর্স হতে পারে, এটা একটা তোমার কোনো একটা প্রজেক্ট করতে গেলেও এই রিসার্চ মেথডোলজিটা দরকার। আমি এখানে সিম্পলি ডিফাইন করি রিসার্চ, হোয়াট ইজ দ্য রিসার্চ মেথডোলজি। Research methodology basically, you see that it will address the question of how. This is very important. So you want to do research. That is something you are going to conduct research. For example, you are going to conduct experiment. You are going to conduct or you are going to analyze data. You are going to conduct research. So conducting research, collecting data. Once you have data, you need to analyze. So these are some of the examples I'm giving here. So how you are going to conduct this to address the question of how is the definition of research methodology in a simple way. For example, তোমরা যখন একটা থিসিস ফাইনালি থিসিস করতে যাচ্ছ, তোমাদের থিসিসের টাইটেল আছে, অ্যাবস্ট্রাক্ট আছে, মেথড আছে, অবজেক্টিভ আছে। এই টাইটেলটা তুমি কিভাবে লিখতে চাও, অবজেক্টিভ গুলা তুমি কিভাবে ডেভেলপ করতে চাও, প্রজেক্টের একটা মেথড আছে, সেই মেথডটা তুমি কিভাবে অ্যাচিভ করতে চাও, এই জিনিসগুলাকেই ব্রিফলি বলে রিসার্চ মেথডোলজি। is to address the question of how you are going to generate data, how you are going to collect data, how you are going to analyze data. So this is the definition of research methodology. Now I'll discuss importance of research. Why we are going to do research, why you need to conduct research. So this will be a best example of my recognition, contribution. So I'll share some of them. Normally I give almost 15 minutes on this importance of research. That is very high level, master's level, PhD level, very high level research. Since you gave the topics for undergraduate level for beginners, you see I made it very simple way. First thing is, what is research? Actually, research is basically something new knowledge, discovery. We have knowledge, we have books, we have many other things. But when it is research, you have to develop something new, something improved, something better, something modified. For example, we use solar panel. When the solar panel is overheated, its efficiency goes down. So research is something how this efficiency can be improved. Another example can be, for example, sometimes we develop new materials. So materials are expensive. So, for example, my team develop a new materials that is low cost and also recycle materials. Okay, so these are called new knowledge, new findings, or discovery. These are also called advancing science. With the new knowledge, basically you are advancing science. You are adding the value. You are doing something additional. Somebody has done something. Now you are going to improve it. For example, you are going to improve the efficiency. You are going to reduce the cost. So these are science, engineering, technological matter. So you are slowly adding the value, meaning that you are advancing science. You are putting some value so that science is advancing. Okay, so this is a little bit higher level, meaning that you are adding value in terms of knowledge. Some gaps are there, something efficiency is low, price is expensive. So here you are making some advancement in the science. So your purpose is to go for higher studies, for example, master's, PhD in Australia, US, and Canada. So if you have some preliminary knowledge on research, you have some preliminary publications, for example, conference paper, this will be very, very useful. And particularly this knowledge will be very useful for your higher studies. How to write a title, how to develop your objectives. And let's say when you are going to apply for your PhD and master's, you need to write an admission proposal. That is also part of research methodology. Okay. And also research is requirement for your higher studies. Specifically, when you are going to pursue your master's PhD in good quality universities, you need to publish 1 or 2 papers, Scopus paper, ISI, Web of Science index papers. These are some of the requirements. Without publication, you cannot be graduated. Okay, so that's what I mean, the requirement. These are research publications are requirement for your higher studies. And also nowadays, you see that I'm 26 years of experience. I interview students, staff, recruit staff. So to get a job, actually, you need very high quality publications. So when I finished my master's, I had very good, few good quality papers, and Dean of the University of Malaya invited me to join as a lecturer. And also when I got some international recognition, highly cited research award, actually I got offer from 4 or 5 universities from different parts of the world. And as a result, I could negotiate my salary package, my research team members, how much they will give me for lab build-up. So when you will do research, when you will publish good quality research, this also will help you to get a very good job. So some of my PhD students, when they finish their PhD and they have good quality papers, publication, and they also got 4 or 5 offers. So when you will publish good quality papers, when you do good quality research, job will hunt for you. You don't need to hunt for job. If you are only focusing on teaching, your future career prospects will not be that much stronger. So this is the real examples of myself. So in 1997, I left my country, Kuwait, after graduation, and I joined the University of Malaya, and then started my research. Research-based degree, my master's, as I mentioned, even immediately after finishing master's, I got the job. Normally for international candidate, and also nowadays, without a PhD, it is very hard to get a job. So I got my job even by finishing my master's. I give you some of the examples also, my students. And also, I frequently receive job offer from here and there due to my research capabilities and publications. So I can talk 1 hour, 2 hours on this importance of research publication, but these are the few examples why research is very, very important. Okay, particularly to get a job, to retain your job, these research publications are very, very important. For the promotion, so when you are going to move from one position to another position, there are requirements of this high quality paper, publications, citations, postgraduate supervisions. So these are very, very important. Since from the very beginning, my focus was on research. So I have all the necessary elements, and my promotion, even though I was expatriate international candidate in University of Malaya also, I got my professorship also in University of Malaya. And later on, when I focus on research, I have a lot of recognition. I was invited as a chair professor, distinguished professor, due to this high quality research. Okay, so I will show you some of my recognition also in relation with research. So this one is an examples. You can see the importance of research for the promotion. If you go higher level from assistant professor to professor level, you see the amount of research publication weightage percentage is getting more. This is a simple publication, but you see, supervision, all others, teaching will be reduced. Publication weightage will be more for research. Not only that, when you will publish, when you will be focused on research, there are many, many other incentives also. So when I was publishing high quality papers in University of Malaya, for every published paper, university gave me 6,000 ringgit, that is equivalent of 150,000 of Bangladeshi taka. So I earned 50,000 Malaysian ringgit by publishing. Not only that, I also had another citation award, that also they gave another 10,000. Okay, so there are financial benefits also. And I am also invited as to evaluate the promotion of professors, lecturers, proposal evaluations, and recently I evaluated a thesis from India. They will give me $500 as my honorarium. So a lot of other side benefits associated with the research also. And there will be fast promotion if you are engaged in research. If you focus only in teaching, it will be very hard for you to be promoted. Okay, so these are some of my recognition award. So I was in University of Malaya, so 4 consecutive years, I got this highly cited research award in University of Malaya. This is among the 2,800 staff, I was the only staff got this award 4 consecutive times. Award certificate from the king and also the 10,000 Malaysian ringgit. Okay, so I also got this highly cited research award. This is one of the prestigious international award. I got this award 8 consecutive years. So when I got this highly cited research award, one of the universities from Middle East, someone came to Malaysia to hire me, to convince me so that I joined there. After a long discussion, and they fulfill all my requirements, I negotiated extensively in my salary package, all these things, and as a result, finally I joined there because it was very impressive package due to this top 1% highly cited researcher position. So since I'm also with the Lancaster University, they also publicized this in their website. So these are the honors also, as you can see. So in Malaysia also, Ministry of Education, they also highly valued this highly cited research award. So their education ministers also invited those who got highly cited research award in Malaysia in 2017. This is one example. As you can see, there are a number of researchers who got highly cited researcher award. I was one of them. So this is also another recognition from Ministry of Higher Education in Malaysia. This is a research award at the university level. So you have seen I work in University of Malaya. There also I got award. And in 2019, I also got research award from Sanway University. This is internal research award I got in 2019. And for your information, I also got this this year, which will be officially given on 5th of September. So you can see how universities motivate their staff also. Due to our research achievement, they also put our photos in front of lift, also publicize their website, and even they put my photographs also in special street. They call it Avenue for Achievements. So many Bangladeshi students, staff, when visit, they see my photos and they send me the messages. So as you can see how they motivate, how they give honor those who are research focused, research intensives. So there are many more. I visited Bangladesh. City Mayor and many other organizations also invited me and awarded me, recognized me also. So these are basically strong motivations. So as you can see, research has immense benefit, motivations, and also your job, the satisfaction, salaries, bonus, increment, many things involved with this research performance. Okay, so those are for you to motivate why you need to conduct research. If you focus only teaching, you cannot go very, very far. So if you start doing quality research, you can be in a very good position. And particularly, I would like to highlight that our Bangladeshi students has very strong capabilities. For your information, most of my students actually from BUET, CHUET, RUET, DUET, and they are basically the major contributors behind my success. Okay, so you are one of them. You have that capabilities, you have that talent. Only the point is that if you get the right environment, right advice, right facilities, right people who will guide you, you can explore yourself even better than me. I'm confident that all of you have that capabilities. Okay. Now, I will talk about the objectives because you mentioned first how to develop objectives, right? So objectives are basically aim, purpose, goal. So when we studied at our school level, college level, what we studied, we say that what is your future aim, goal. So we know this, right? For example, where we want to go, what we want to study. These are called our aim, purpose, goal. In research, it is called objectives. To me, more specifically, it is boundary of your research because research is very, very broad. So if you don't confine yourself, if you don't create yourself boundary, meaning that, let's say the ocean, right? It is very big. So if you are put inside the ocean, you would get lost. But if you put at the corner of the ocean, and if your supervisor says that you cannot cross these boundaries, that is your objectives. Okay, it can be 2 objectives, it can be 3 objectives. So how you are going to conduct your research? Okay, to conduct research, to analyze your research, to publish something. So these are called objectives: aim, purpose, goals, or very specifically boundary of your research. Research is very, very broad. So you confine yourself, you create a boundary. So within next 6 months, 1 year, these are your boundaries, these are your goals. Don't cross this. You work on these things and you will get PhD, you will get your master's. We will be publishing a paper, or you will complete these projects. Okay. I will talk a little bit more deeper before objectives, since you gave me some of the content which are just part of overall research methodology, because it has title, it has abstract, it has introduction. So you just asked me to talk about the objectives. So I need to make a connection. Okay. So that's why these are objectives, right? Before objectives, you have a title and there must be also abstract. So how these objectives are related to the title, abstract, and other parts, you see, all are related, all are connected. So if you know the objectives, that is your aim, purpose, goal, then you also need to develop your methodology based on this objective. So that's what I mentioned, your boundary. If you cross the boundary, your methodology will be something wrong. Your results will be something wrong, not within that boundary. So the researcher, evaluators, panel members will make comments that you are not within the boundary. Your aim, purpose, goal does not match with your method, result, and discussion, right? So once you have your objective, so that should be based on your title, and this should be aligned with your methodology. That's also you mentioned to discuss with you here. I will discuss a little bit here, not extensively. And then, as you can see, this method is related with the result and discussion. But you did not ask me to talk about the result and discussion. Of course, I understand you will invite someone else later on. And also, I will link my talk also with my YouTube channel, so that all this, what you asked me to talk, are closely linked with my today's discussion and also the YouTube channel content. Okay, so you have the objectives, and your method also should be developed such that your methodology is based on stated objective number 1, 2, and 3. Again, your boundary of method is also based on the objective. So you develop a method to generate the data for all the objectives. Then you need to develop the results and you need to discuss. Next part is called by method. What you did, you generated some results, right? So that results can be in the form of tables, pie chart, bar charts, okay, or flow charts. You can present the results and then you need to discuss. Once you have results, you also need to conclude what are the strong findings, strong outcome. Okay, so you develop a method which is cheaper. You have done some analysis that shows that efficiency of solar panel improved by 10%. And that must be aligned with the objectives. So you see the objectives actually keeping all within the boundary. You cannot cross anything beyond these objectives. So you have objectives. Now you have to conclude based on that stated objectives. You have method. That method also should be based on all these objectives. If you have 4 objectives, it should be like that. Now you develop your method, but one of the objectives are not achieved. So that is not proper. That is not appropriate. That is something wrong. So examiners, panel members, supervisors will give comment that your method is not complete because one of the objectives are not stated to achieve the method. Okay. So this is how to connect all your scientific writing, papers, research, thesis, all are connected with this. So when you are going to conduct your thesis, master's level, PhD level, all will contain, that also will contain title, abstract, method, result, and discussion conclusions. Thesis is a longer version, the paper is a shorter version. Paper can be 10 pages, 20 pages, 15 pages, 4 or 5 pages. A thesis, master thesis, it can be 120 pages, 150 pages. A PhD thesis can be 200 pages, 250 pages, 300 pages, right? So these are same for writing a paper and writing a thesis. All these are also called research. So thesis is a research, paper is a research. Now, how to write SMART objectives? Okay, these are some of the ways to write, because sometimes when you are new undergraduate students, you will write objectives such that maybe it will be 10 objectives. So 10 objectives for your masters, it is not feasible, it is not realistic, and some may be not measurable. Okay, so to put you into the proper control ways, so that you can perform, you can complete this in time, rational, reasonable. These are defined by SMART objectives. Okay, so SMART stands for specific, measurable, attainable, result-oriented, timely. Okay, so it should be specific, not too general what you are going to do. So you have seen 3 objectives, so it should be based on all those specific objectives. If you develop your method, result, on discussion without these 3 objectives, that's not specific. Should be measurable. Okay, so you can measure, let's say, the one of the behavior properties during your undergraduate studies. You also measure some of the things, right? You also calculate something. So that calculates also, it can be a measurable, meaning that you can calculate a formula. Through the formula, you can calculate something, efficiency of thermodynamic cycles and so on. Also attainable, and there must be some results. And timely. Let's say you are aiming your objectives. One of the objectives you want to achieve within 3 months, 4 months, 6 months. Okay, you should not write objective something you cannot achieve within the time frame. Okay, you put some objective that will take maybe 4 years, 5 years, 6 years, whereas this is for your single paper or to achieve only one objectives. That is called timely, time bounded. Okay, so these are simply called or defined as specific, measurable, attainable, result oriented, timely. So you need to spend more time when you will be making your SMART objectives. Since this is theoretical lecture, I don't have much time. So again, you need to study more. So again, here also I can highlight you to make lectures effective. Actually, you need to practice, and most important ways of learning is learning by doing or teaching others. Okay, so this is something new for you. So how to make objectives which are SMART, or particularly because we are talking or we are thinking that you will be pursuing your higher studies in, let's say, US, Australia, and Canada, right? Particularly, you will be publishing, you'll develop your master's thesis, PhD thesis. In that case, some of the terms called how deeper or how complex, how strong your research activities are. I give a very simple way, right? So when we ask at the undergraduate level, can you define this? Can you classify this? Okay, can you list this? So these are very simple, right? Very lower level of achievement. So as you can see, knowledge. These are very lower level. Classify, define, identify, name, very simple and very easy, right? If you go at the higher level evaluation, it is very, very deep. For example, you have to develop a mathematical model. You have to compare your experimental result with computational tools, meaning that very higher level, very deeper level, very complex. So research is not something you should do, define, identify, recall. So these are the questions will be asked. And also when you are going to publish, nature should be something like this higher level, evaluation, synthesis, analysis, application. So these are higher level. If you address something this lower level, you cannot publish in good quality journal. Your thesis will be failed. Let's say you are doing a PhD. So your objectives are this law level, at the knowledge level. So examiners will say that even you are not qualified for a master. So your research is undergraduate level. This is based on my experience. To explain very simple way, research is something complex, deeper level, higher level. Okay. So then you need to address these ways: application, analysis, synthesis, evaluation. These are called action bar. This is actually the Bloom's. He's an educational pedagogy, educational expert. He developed this to address objectives in a higher level and lower level. So if let's say you are undergraduate level, so I think in that case, up to application is fine. If you are going for masters, I think analysis, application, these are okay. But if you are going for PhD level, I think you need to address your objectives, synthesis, evaluation. Some of these action bar you need to bring to write your objectives. Okay. So these are additional things I'm sharing with you. So normally, most of the expert supervisors will not tell you this way. So since I was also involved in undergraduate outcome-based education and also teaching master's PhD level, so I can link this for you as well. So now, how to write an objectives? These are examples. So you have the action bar here, right, in this table. You can find it in website. If you give the keyword Bloom's taxonomy, you will find it. But never mind, I will give you recorded video as well as my presentation slides also, no problem. And also you can find all this in my YouTube channel as well, so no worries. So you have this action bar, all this list of action bar. Basically, these are also measurable, attainable. Now choose any of this action bar. Okay, so for example, develop. So how to write objectives? To put there two. Start with the action bar. To develop a mathematical model. This is very higher level at the PhD level. Okay, so I skip some of the things. Let's say you are pursuing your PhD. So put this to develop a mathematical model. At your specific area, you can enlarge, you can put other words. Okay, to make it very simple, I just confine with this action bar and with little bit of other words. So then you want to calculate something. This calculation can be very higher level also. It can be a very simple calculation also. You are calculating efficiency of solar panel, right? So it still, I think, can be up to master's level. To calculate energy savings, to calculate energy efficiency, right? Then you choose another one: to conduct research, to conduct experiment, to analyze data on the thermal performance analysis. Okay, so these are the ways to write your objectives. Very simple way. Okay, so you also asked me to talk about research type. Okay, I was not very clear. That's why I'm putting what I understand. And also, if you don't understand, if your intention is to understand something different, later on you ask me once my lecture is finished. So research can be original, experimental based, something new. Research can be review based. Review is something based on literature. Some other research are already published. Let's say you have 10 papers during your undergraduate thesis. You download 10 literatures. Then you study them and you write a mini conference paper based on others' work, others' published work. That is called review or literature study. One of your chapter in your undergraduate is called literature review. That literature review also you can convert into a paper. Okay, and then you publish. I think that is called a review type paper or publication or research. Okay, you are doing some research, analyzing, summarizing others' work. That is review based on published work. That is available in literature. Original. Original is something you are going to generate data. Let's say you are given a topic during your master's. You prepare the sample using different types of materials. Then you are going to the lab and you conduct experiment and you got new results, original results, something different, something new, something improved, something better. Those are basically at master's level. At undergraduate level, you are repeating someone else's research. I think that is okay. But when you are going to do research at master's level, PhD level, it should be something new, something different. Okay. So you have a certain topics and you generate some new results, original results. That is called original types of research. So research basically defined as something original, something review. I hope at least you understand. Now, if you define original result under original research, under this, it can be experimental, meaning that you did your research by experiment. You have experimental facilities, you have equipment. Using all those equipment, you generate the data. That is called experimental results. It also can be computational, meaning that you use computer, not experimental equipment facilities. Let's say you have a Transys or MATLAB, right? You are familiar probably. You have a MATLAB in your computer. Using that MATLAB in your computer, you design a project, you provide some input data from literatures or from experiment, and then you analyze your results. That is called computational, computer-based, software-based. You can develop your own model as well. Okay? That is called computational-based research. Another one is called analytical. For example, in the literature, you have some mathematical model. Someone has developed it. Now you are using that model. You are giving some input data from other sources. But your analysis is something new, something different. That is called analytical-based research. Research also can be in social science, survey type research, right? You develop a questionnaire. Based on that questionnaire, you generate some data, you collect some data, and then you analyze. Okay? Research also can be mixed. Okay? Some experimental, computational. Sometimes these both are conducted. It can be both experimental, computational, and also you can include some survey type. You can combine them as well. Then it will be very, very complicated. Probably that will be for PhD level. Okay? Then research also can be defined in the publication types. Okay? So in publication, there are high quality work, there are low quality work. How we define high quality work? That is defined by Q1, Q2, Q3, Q4. Q1 is the top ranked journal. Okay, among the top 25% in that specific areas called Q1, very prestigious. So I have around 80% journals Q1 in my publication list. So that's why my recognition, my citations are significantly higher than others. Okay, so it also can be Q4. That is actually the lower level. Still, it is good quality compared to conference. Conference is a little bit lower level. I think this should be focused during your undergraduate, if possible. If you can publish a conference paper, this will be useful for your master study, PhD study, particularly I think for your next study. If someone finds that you have conference paper, I think you will have more chances than someone does not have this. Okay, I think these are the reasons actually I'm talking here. I'm with you so that during your undergraduate studies also, you can publish as a conference paper. These are not that much difficult. You can also write a mini review paper. These are flavor of research. So if there is a flavor of research in your CV, I think there will be more chances for you rather than who does not have this. And also, you also can put this research methodology. I mean, not only my lecture, whole course that you are inviting other lecturers, other experts. I think this also will be added value for your higher studies. They will feel that, okay, you have research methodology knowledge, meaning that you have some knowledge on research. Okay, so you'll be given priority compared to those who does not have these experiences, or you'll be given preferences, right? Research work also can be seminar, workshop. Sometimes you work. There are seminar, workshop where also you give a presentation. it's not published, I think that's also can be considered, because at least you presented. Okay, this is also communication skill. So these are basically some of the ways to define research types. Okay, so it can be original research, it can be review, it can be based on publications, and so on. So this high quality publications actually is defined in my YouTube channel, Writing with a Better Impact. That is very higher level. So now I'll be talking about the methodology. Okay, so what I'm talking, this is called a research methodology for a whole course. What I'm going to talk now is the methodology to generate your data. One is the research methodology course or subject. I think you have different module. This is called research methodology course. Then specific methodology or method to conduct your experiment, to conduct your computational analysis, that is called methodology. Okay. Before that, I'm trying to show you a scientific steps in scientific method. Okay. Try to link actually the overall method for research. What is research? Research is basically solving a problem, right? What is the problem? I give a very specific example. So, you know the solar panel, when sunlight falls, it becomes overheated. Overheating is one of the enemy for solar panel. Why? Because every degree increase in temperature, it will reduce the efficiency. It also will reduce the life of solar panel. So this is a problem. This need to be solved. So first thing in research, you need to choose the research problem. Let's say you will be doing your master's PhD. So you want to reduce the computational speed. You want to reduce the cost of the materials. You want to improve the efficiency of that something you are going to do, right? So you need to choose a problem. That problem can be identified through literature studies, published work. Who has done what? Research your problem. Research your problem means you need to study the problem. You need to identify the problem. Read, get advice, make observations. Okay? Understand problem, question the problem. Okay, then develop a hypothesis. Hypothesis is basically something, a prediction. So you have a problem, you need to solve it, right? So let's say the overheating of solar panel. So if we use nanomaterials at the bottom of the solar panel, that nanomaterials can absorb the heat. So that is a hypothesis. So if we use nanomaterials, it will absorb the heat. So this will solve the problem. So that is called a hypothesis. Make a prediction about what will happen if you apply this. That is called a hypothesis. This is also one of the part of your master's thesis, PhD thesis. But for a paper, you don't need that. When you have a hypothesis, when you have a problem, you need to design an experiment, right? So you also mentioned the design of your research. In this case, design of your experiment. So how you are going to conduct your experiment? What would be the parameters? What would be the variables, input variables, output variables? That is called designing an experiment. Once you have designed your experiment, let's say you have 4 or 5 parameters and 1 output parameters or variables. You need to generate the data. You need to test that experiment, right? That is called test your hypothesis. Conduct experiment, conduct modeling, conduct computational analysis, conduct the survey, right? Then once you conduct the experiment, meaning that you have the data, okay, then organize your data. That is chart, bar, lines, okay, and then you interpret, discuss. Finally, you need to conclude. Okay, these are the 7 steps basically in scientific methods. Okay. Okay, now details of the method. Actually, as I mentioned, method can be experimental, method can be analytical or theoretical, it can be computational, it can be survey, or it can be mixed. So if you want to focus your research on experimental, so you need the experimental facilities, lab equipment. For example, during your undergraduate science-based studies, you do some experiment, right? You have some parameters you investigate in the lab. Okay, that is called experimental work. You need the experimental facilities, laboratory equipment. That is called experimental work. So each and every details are provided in my YouTube channel, Writing with a Better Impact. Okay, extensively discussed. So when you are going to pursue your master's, PhD, or studying master's, PhD, I think you can explore that video. That will help you to design your experimental work comprehensively. Then it can be an analytical work, theoretical work. So it's each and every details also explained there. Computational work, survey work, and also it can be mixed method. So these are methods to produce your data, to generate your data, to address the question of how you are going to conduct your experiment, how you are going to generate your data. Okay, align with your objectives. These are basically called method. Okay, so I repeat, all these are explained in each and every details in my YouTube channel. I'll share you my channel address later on. So in methodology, there are also called statistical analysis, sensitivity analysis, error analysis. I think normally some of the courses like measurement at the fourth year of your undergraduate studies, these are taught. These are useful to analyze your results. Basically, these are to check the accuracy of your results. Let's say you conduct experiment 3 times. One of the data is actually outdated, outlier. Let's say the thermal conductivity value. You got 2 values, 10 and 11. Another you got 20, right? So 20 is not accurate value. That is something wrong. That can be analyzed by the statistical or sensitivity or error analysis. This is also very important in your scientific research. This will make your analysis very, very strong, robust. Research topic and study area. I think this also you asked me to talk. Okay, this is very important. I think when you are going to start your research, always try to identify research which are impactful. This is one way to identify. I'm giving just an example. This is very broad. So you see, this is a Nobel laureate, Richard Smalley. He identified the top 10 problem for next 50 years. As you can see, so I'm working in the field of energy. Okay, so energy is number 1 global top 10 problem. Okay, so similarly, you can identify in which area you want to work. I'm giving you just some of the ideas. So top 10 problems in machine learning, top 10 problem in Islamic finance. You can put all those keywords and you can identify top 10 problem in your research areas. I will share some of the other things also. So these are the top 10 problem, very broad, general. You can select and then you can go into deeper. I will show you that in the next slide. So this is actually a very higher level of identifying topics. But before that, I want to give you a simple answer. So you are going to finish your undergraduate studies, right? Someone may be in mathematics, someone may be in statistics, someone may be in physics. I would strongly recommend you go for higher studies where during your undergraduate studies you are very good at. For example, I studied mechanical engineering. Why? Because I was very good at mathematics. So you know the engineering is mathematics, right? So if you are very good at physics, you should go higher studies in the physics area. If your undergraduate results, let's say your undergraduate results in chemistry is outstanding, excellent, in mathematics is excellent, you should choose your future topics based on that performance because you are good at that. If somebody is very good at dancing, he or she should study that area. It should not be forced by parents. It should not be forced by someone else. It should not be biased by someone else. This is a basic criteria. Why? Because you are good at, you already have demonstrated during your, let's say in undergraduate studies, in SSC, HSC, you are always good at mathematics. So my simple example in SSC, in HSC, in my early primary studies, I was always very good at mathematics. So I chose the engineering and alhamdulillah, I was successful. So this is one of the criteria to select, to choose your research area and topics. Now, if you want to be a world-class researcher, these are the ways: global grand challenge, hot topics, niche area. These need to be identified. If you really want to get more citation like my profile, I did my homework, and as a result, I identified that I need to work in the area of global grand challenge, hot topics, niche areas. Okay, so I have identified. That's why I say I'm working in the area of nanomaterials, solar energy. I have identified and I'm working towards that topics, and as a result, my research giving huge impact, 70,000 plus citations. Okay, so you need to do some homework. This wow factor, I mean, when you are conducting your research, you ask yourself whether this is wow factor or not. How to define? Let's say somebody got 10 million US dollar research funding. So how will you feel? Oh, he got very huge funding. In social media, if you see something, how you react? Wow. When you say wow, it's something outstanding, extraordinary, breakthrough, world class, right? So somebody is a strong businessman. Okay, so his restaurant business is very, very successful. We say, oh wow, right? So these are called wow factor. In research also, you need to identify this wow factor to be successful. So you need to do some of the homework, which papers, which area give high impact. Okay, so this is one of the example. Cancer research. This is very hot area. This single paper cited 61,000 times, 62,000 times, close to my lifelong citations. Why? This is cancer research. So these are homework you need to study. You need to identify some of the professors, where they publish, what they publish, okay, which papers are highly cited, and that actually will give an indication this is the right topic. So you need to do some homework. So a lot of videos also I have discussed in my YouTube channel. Since time is limited, I cannot talk much. So I give you some indication how to identify hot topics, impactful topics, so on. So since you are at undergraduate level, actually a comprehensive video is already in my YouTube channel. So you see the title here. Since there are a lot of requests, so I also prepared these videos, particularly to guide students like you who are aiming to pursue their PhDs, masters, higher studies in abroad. So how to be prepared? So you need preparation also. Before going, you need your certificate, you need your passport certificate in English version, you need your passport, you need your many other things. Let's say your driving license, many preparations are needed, right? What are the opportunities? What are the scholarship available? What are the funding opportunities available? And not only that, studying in overseas countries also, lot of challenges. For example, you have wife, you have children, where they will be studying. You never studied in English. You don't have the English capabilities. So in international studies, you need to study in English. So your English is poor. This will be a challenge. For example, the weather is very harsh. Okay? You don't have any friends there. Many challenges will be there. And you are going in Arabic country. Language is Arabic. So if you go outside, how you are going to communicate with them? Okay, your supervisor is also not that much expert on that language. So many challenges also there. So overall, this is for your preparation opportunities, and some of the things here. What is your purpose? Where you want to go? Destination? Which countries you want to go? You want to go US, Australia, Canada? I have given some guideline. If you have very strong high CGPA, your IELTS is very strong, I would suggest go to Australia, US, and Canada. If your CGPA is moderate, low, I think then you go Malaysia, you go Korea, Japan. Okay, you build your career and then you go US, Australia, Canada. Documents preparation. Sometimes your documentation, some name error, some other things error. It's not in English version. You don't have the medium of instruction is not in English. So all these documentations are needed. This also takes a lot of time. Your birth certificate, your marriage certificate, many things involved. It's not that simple. When you start, you will see. So this video actually will help you extensively for your all documentation, all these things. Okay. Identify potential supervisors. What would be your topics? That's what I discussed. How to identify supervisors. I think all this I discussed there. You need also admission proposal. This admission proposal is also in my YouTube channel. And also, Ali, you can arrange next time another seminar, as Dr. Gali also mentioned, my input, my support in future as well. I think this is a very important areas, because undergraduate students, when they are going to pursue their higher studies, they need to prepare an admission proposal. It is difficult things for them. So I think I can help you. I can give another workshop, seminars, including international participants, how to develop admission proposal. So I can talk on the in an interactive ways also. Okay, so this can be next topics. This will be useful for whole Bangladeshi students, because those who are going to higher studies, they have to submit this admission proposal. So it is something difficult, because they are not aware, they are not familiar how to prepare this admission proposal. So when I was coming Malaysia, I need to develop admission proposal. I was facing difficulties. So I want to get help, some help from my friends, and they are not helping. I want to see some of the lecturers in Buet. Ultimately, it did not work well. Okay, so in this case, I think it will be very good for you. This admission proposal, how to develop the admission proposal. This will be very, very beneficial. Financial support, scholarship, how to find challenges, solutions. Okay, so all these basically I have discussed extensively, and this will be best video for you. Of course, there are many other videos as well. Since during a seminar or talk like today, I can talk maximum maybe 1 hour, 1.5 hours. So that's why I developed this YouTube channel. So I'll talk in that case. Okay, so this is my YouTube channel address, youtube.com/AANSE@Saidur912. You can put my name also there, Saidur Rahman or Professor Saidur, and you will find some of the videos. Okay, these are actually around 32 videos. Some of them are highly related to you. Okay, let me talk a little bit on that. So number 2, how to select a PhD and master program for higher studies. Extensively I have discussed. So this will give you more than enough guideline for your master's and PhD preparations. Okay. Then writing an attractive admission proposal for higher studies. I think I discussed in the previous slides, right? So this is exactly extremely relevant for your higher studies purpose. So I have given with the examples, with the template, what should be the content. So comprehensively I have discussed. That will be more than enough. So if you follow this guideline, your admission proposal will be very, very good. And I can assure that if your admission proposal is good, there will be chances, better chances for you, someone who cannot write a good proposal. That will give an indication that this student is good to write a proposal, meaning that he will be a good researcher. In addition to that, if you have a conference paper and also a research methodology course or certificate, I think you will have more chances, better chances than who does not have this, even though he or she has a better CGPA. Okay? So how to select a high impact research topic? So this also I give it some indication. So more details to select your research topics, impactful topics that will make you strong researcher, world-class researcher actually is also important. So how to select the high impact topics for your master's, for your PhD, for your research. This is also relevant. Writing a strong cover letter. I think this may also will help you to convince the supervisor. How to write a cover letter, particularly maybe you can highlight that your CGPA is very strong, you have attended research methodology, you have published a paper, some of the key elements for your higher studies, you can highlight there. Research grant proposal, I think that one is later. High impact review article, this may be at your, before joining, something you can critically review, can publish also. Improving writing skill with better impact. This one is to write your overall paper and thesis. How to write your title, how to write abstract, introduction, methodology, result discussion. So this video is also important in relation with the today's lecture. So I have just picked some of the points from this video because you are at undergraduate level. Normally at master's PhD level, this video, improving writing skill with better impact, will be very, very useful. Rewards for research, I think that's I partially covered, particularly highlighting my achievement and what I got, writing and appealing attractive abstract. When you are going to write proposal, I think this also might be useful. Research with limited resources. So when you'll be conducting research, some of the equipments are not there, might be useful. How to be graduated on time. So your scholarship is time bound. Masters maybe 2 years, PhD maybe 3 years. So this will help you to be graduated on time. And also who want to delay their degrees as fast as possible within the short period of time. That is actually a good approach. So how you can be graduated, I have given some of the tips there. Teaching focus, research focus for early career researcher. This is also very useful video. Where to publish, what to publish, how to publish, impactful research, first author, single author, citation, all are strategy. When you are going to start your master's PhD, nobody talks about this. This will give you a guideline so that when you are in a position to apply for promotion, you have all the necessary requirement fulfilled. You will be promoted faster than others. Now you have a time to be promoted, but you don't fulfill some of the criteria. You need to wait another 2 years. Okay, so this is called research strategy. Is also very, very important when you are going to start your master's and PhD, or you are working as a RA, or you are working as a teaching assistant. These are called research strategies, very, very important. Okay, writing effective, attractive title. I think this is also important. So as you can see, 60 to 70% of the contents actually will be very useful for your higher studies, those who are aiming for higher studies. Okay, so I also would like to take this opportunity to talk these things. We are at the 21st century. You have talent, you have capabilities, but problem is that sometimes these are not taught properly. So one of the example is that today you organize this event, right? That is a teamwork. That is a collaboration, right? You work with many of your team members. These are collaboration, teamwork, leadership skill, many things involved, right? These are extremely important. Apart from your academic results, academic paper, CGPA, these are additional things, soft skill or additional things are extremely important in this 21st century. So based on my 26 years of experience, I interview professor level, I recruit many staff. Also, as I mentioned, I am panel member of distinguished professor, locally, internationally. I also evaluate who will be the professor based on my experience. These are extremely important skills. Apart from your study academic, you need to improve these skills. Communication is number one. It involves English, speaking, okay, writing skill. It is very, very important. You have very good results. You have very good research, but you cannot talk. You cannot present in the conference. You cannot talk during the interview in front of panel members. You have good results, but you will not be selected. So communication skill is very, very important. So these are not one-day practice. You need to practice regularly. Every day, maybe you spend 10 minutes, 20 minutes. For example, when I entered BUET, first few days, I was struggling with the English because we studied in Bengali, right? I was facing challenges and I was thinking, how can I survive? But I also cannot go back, right? This is a prestigious and this is our dream. I got it, chance in BUET, so I cannot go back. So I started to read dictionary. I started to, and also that to understand deeper, I start to buy the English newspaper. I put it in my room every day, and I started to read the English newspaper. Initial few days, it was very challenging, very difficult to remember. After 15 days, I feel better, and after 6 months, I throw everything. But still, I also learned the English whenever necessary. But now I think it is much more easier than the 20 years back, right? So these skills are very, very important. So don't ignore these skills. Digital literacy, computer knowledge, right? Where the information is digital age. So without computer knowledge, I think it will be obsolete. Critical thinking is very, very important. So I also have a video on this critical thinking. Research is basically critical thinking, asking again and again, why, what, how. Deeper meaning of your research problem. That is critical thinking. I think it's not only for research, for your family life, for your business purpose, everywhere you need to think any problem critically. Then you will be successful. Lifelong learning. Learning never ends. I'm a professor, I am also learning. Okay, for example, LinkedIn Learning, Sanu University subscribe. How to be a strong leader, how to make my team effective, how to resolve conflict. Let's say I have 4 or 5 team members. One team member is not working. He's not effective. So how to make him effective, how to make him work? I also need to learn this, how to resolve the conflict, how to resolve this staff problem, right? So everybody need to learn, particularly when you are going to learn something new during your PhD, you need to study, right? That is called literature. Apart from that, other skill also you need to improve. So learning never ends. Even if you finish PhD, don't feel that your learning is finished. So when I finished my PhD, actually I started and planned in a better way. Okay, so as a result, today I'm here. Teamwork. Okay, so I think today is the examples of your teamwork, collaboration. Research is particularly collaboration. You alone cannot work. You see that when you see a published paper, you see there are 4 authors, 5 authors, 10 authors. So this is a collaboration. Leadership skills. So these are very, very important. So the student showed the importance of leadership skills. So how you kick out Hasina. So you lead that even political parties could not remove her. So you showed the genuine leadership skill. Some of your friends showed that leadership skill. These are important when you are going to be promoted at higher level. And also in the management job. So now we are talking about the deans, HOD, and particularly in Bangladesh, the lack of, almost 39 BC's positions are vacant, right? So these leadership skills are needed at the administrative level, management level, top positions. You want to be a CEO. So in this case, leadership skills are needed. You cannot develop it one day. If you start from every day, if you practice every day how to improve your leadership skill, you form team and you take the lead, okay? You develop a proposal and you are the leader, okay? You are going somewhere, you are the leader. I think these are the ways to improve your leadership skill. And these are emotional intelligence passions, right? We human beings, sometimes we become too much emotional, too much angry, too much reactive, too much hot. We cry sometimes, right? So you need to control your emotions. So this is in our religion, we call it passions. When we become too much angry, let's bear patience, right? Cool down, okay? Cool down. Don't be too much reactive. Don't be too much angry, okay? These are called emotional intelligence. Control your emotion. Being a good human being. These are very important things for your future career. When you are looking for a job, when you will have these attributes, I can assure that even though your CGPAs are not that much, some of the results are not that much, you will be selected. This is another ways to overcome your low CGPA. Okay, so time is limited. I'm also a little bit tired. It is also night. So with that, I would like to conclude my lecture, and now I can answer some of your questions. I hope you enjoy my talk, even though it is a little bit higher level, but I tried my best to make it at your level. Can I use AI tool for writing my thesis paper? Is it permissible? Also, can I use? Okay, that is very good question and latest question with the latest emerging trend. I give you very specific example. What is the purpose of tool, right? I'm using this computer. I'm using a computer or software to solve my problem. These are valid. I am using Turnitin. All these are to make my work easy. So if I use manually to calculate something, it will take 3 days, 4 days, right? If I use computer, I can do it within 5 minutes, right? I give you the example, calculator. You are doing a multiplication solution. If you do it manually, it may take 10 minutes, right? If you use calculator, it will do within seconds, right? Tools are used to optimize your time to solve your problem. These are valid, yes. So AI is similar. You can use it to optimize your time because time is important. You need to analyze your 30 papers to write something. It will take 10 hours. But you use AI and you can use it within 1 hour. Good, very good, supportive. But if you don't learn, if you just simply copy and paste, if you don't check AI, because that is a machine, it will do mistake. I give you the real example. So I develop something when I want to post in social media in English, because I don't have that Bengali scripts here. Then I convert into Google Translate. If I just simply put that in social media, people will laugh. I need to do manually. Some of the words are not exactly what I meant for. So today, for example, I write something tedious. So it gave the different meaning. It shows me meaning is cramped or tired. I didn't mean for that. So when you use the tools, computational tools or computer, it is allowed, but you need to check them manually. And most importantly, to address your question, have you understood? Have you gained the knowledge? What is the purpose of writing thesis? Gaining knowledge, right? Have you learned that or just simply copy and paste? If you have just simply copy and paste, I think that is dangerous. In my case, I will check that by asking a question whether you learned or not. But some may not check that. So if you have not learned, if you use the tools, I think it does not make sense. So you are cheating the system and somewhere you will be caught. Let's say you are interviewed somewhere. I give some examples. So sometimes some students, CGPA is extremely good. One student from our neighboring countries, his CGPA is 3.9. Then he came and joined my team. So when I started to ask question, he cannot answer even basic things of research. Then I suspect and I asked him, so your CGPA is so good. So how you managed to get this result? He said that, sir, somebody helped me and I asked my teacher to give me good results. Some people also, then I asked how you published the paper. But the same thing I did. I asked my friends and they put my name. So when I asked him, when I interviewed him, he is caught and then he left by himself. Similar things also, there are sometimes we recruit some staff and after joining, he cannot perform well. So what will be his fate? He will not be in the system. He will be terminated. So the answer is very clear. Yes, you can use the tool, but try to learn them. If you don't learn them, I think the purpose is not served. I hope that answer your question. Is there any opportunity to research in business? I think, yeah, research is everywhere. There are business related, accounting, Islamic finance, every sector has research, but I'm in science based, so I'm discussing. But some of the processes, what I'm talking is the process, steps and processes similar in business and science based. The preparation, opportunities, challenges, that actually will give you the best answer. Inside, I have talked. From second year, I think it is the best way. From second year, I think first thing you need to improve language. Every day you study rather than relying on IELTS, TOEFL. If you improve your language from second year, I think one of the job is done. Not only language, I think this is also communication skill. Then you can attend some seminars like this. Then you can write a review paper. Before writing a review paper, you need to learn what is the research. I think the B research or BED, I think the গবেষক হতে চাই, that platform, I think some basic things are there. Mr. Sabir actually developed that platform. A lot of basic things are there. So you can learn research for undergraduate level. Later on, I'll upload one video also, how to conduct research at undergraduate level. Okay, so these few things. One is improve your language. Then you spend some time on learning the research, attend different types of seminars, I think the YouTube channel, Yahoo, Google, you put some of the keywords, you spend some time to understand the meaning of research. Once you understand the meaning of research, then I think you can explore my video also, how to write title, how to write abstract, how to write introduction. That video will help you. And there is also one video, how to write a review paper. Okay, so I think at this stage, understanding the literature, writing a review paper, small review paper, and also I think you can write a conference paper at your 4th year. I think these are the things you can do since now. Okay, I hope that answered the question of Mehdi Hassan. I think that is a very important question. Those who are particularly. So these are sometimes called both method and methodology, almost similar, not much differences. So what I want to explain 2 things here. One is a method for course, the other is method for conducting your experiment to generate your data. Okay. Can I use other content directly from other paper or paraphrasing it? This is called copy and paste. So content similarity, you need to rewrite them. So using Turnitin Authenticate, this can be identified, and if content similarity is more than 20% or 15%, then I think there will be a big question. So writing, rewriting, paraphrasing, I think is the best option. Just simply don't copy and paste. This is not good practice.
কয়েকটা টাইপ অফ মেথড দেখিয়েছেন। এখন প্রশ্নটা হচ্ছে যে আমার গবেষণার জন্য, আমার স্টাডির জন্য আসলে কোন মেথডটা হচ্ছে প্রপার হবে আর কি, সেটা আমি কিভাবে আইডেন্টিফাই করব, বা আমাদের আমরা যারা
গুড কোশ্চেন। এখন সেটা তুমি যখন তোমার সুপারভাইজারের সাথে আলোচনা করে টপিক সিলেক্ট করলা, তোমার সুপারভাইজার তোমাকে ডিরেকশন দিবে, এটা কি কম্পিউটেশনাল ওয়ার্ক, এটা কি এক্সপেরিমেন্টাল ওয়ার্ক, এটা কি সার্ভে ওয়ার্ক, এটা কি অ্যানালাইটিক্যাল ওয়ার্ক। দে উইল গিভ ইউ দ্য ইন্ডিকেশন। আমি সিম্পল এক্সাম্পল দিই, যখন আমাদের সাথে কেউ পিএইচডি করতে চায়, আমাদের যেহেতু ল্যাব বেসড, আমরা ওদেরকে ওই টপিক্সটা দিব। টপিক্স দেওয়ার পরে ওদেরকে টাইটেল দিব, টাইটেল, টপিক্স, অবজেক্টিভস, এগুলো দেওয়ার পরে প্রপোজাল ডেভেলপ করবে। ওই প্রপোজালের ভিতরেই তো সবকিছু থাকবে। আমি তো বললাম যে ওই অ্যাডমিশন প্রপোজাল যখন তুমি লিখতে যাবা, তখনই তোমার এটা বোঝা যাবে এটা এক্সপেরিমেন্টাল বেসড না কম্পিউটেশনাল বেসড না সার্ভে বেসড। It will be decided with the mutual discussion with the student and supervisor. এটা হবে তোমার এক্সপার্টিস কোন দিকে, সেই এক্সপার্টিসের উপর বেসিস করে সুপারভাইজার তোমাকে টপিক দিবে। অথবা সুপারভাইজারের টপিকস অলরেডি আছে, তার রেলিভেন্ট গ্রান্ট ওখানে আছে, সেখানে হয়তো তুমি যে টপিকটা চুজ করতে চাচ্ছ সেইটা হয়তো হবে না, কারণ টপিক ইজ ফিক্সড। এটা প্রজেক্ট বেস, সে একটা প্রজেক্ট বাইরে থেকে পাইছে, ওই প্রজেক্টে তোমার কাজ করতে হবে। তখন সেই প্রজেক্টটা যদি তোমার এক্সপেরিমেন্টাল বেসড হয়, then your method is experimental. এবং ওই প্রজেক্ট যদি তোমার নিউমেরিক্যাল হয়, কম্পিউটেশনাল হয়, তাহলে সেটা হলে মেথড হবে নিউমেরিক্যাল কম্পিউটেশন। ইট উইল বি ডিসাইডেড বাই সুপারভাইজার। ওখানে তুমি হয়তো কিছু অ্যাড করতে চাও, তুমি বলতে চাও না আমি এটা কম্পিউটেশনাল করব, হোয়াট ইজ ইউর ওপিনিয়ন, নেগোসিয়েশন ক্যান বি ডান দেয়ার।
ওকে স্যার, ওকে স্যার, আমি যদি হচ্ছে আমাদের যে সমস্যাটা হয় সেটা হচ্ছে আমাদের এখানে যারা আছে বা আমাদের ক্লাবে যেটা করি, সেখানে তো আসলে ওরকম আমরা সবাই সুপারভাইজার পাই না। তো বেসিক্যালি আমাদের নিজেদেরকে একটু ভেঙে ভেঙে আগাতে হয়। সেক্ষেত্রে আমরা প্রথম দিকে আমরা সবাই বিগিনার, আমাদের জন্য এটা চ্যালেঞ্জিং হয় যে আসলে আমারটার জন্য কোন মেথডটা বেশি অ্যাপ্রোপ্রিয়েট হবে সেটা আমরা ডিজাইন। তো এখানে কি মানে নিজেদের দিকে বা আমরা বিগিনার যারা আছে এখান থেকে কোনো নিজেরা কোনো ধরনের আমরা কোনো আইডিয়া গাইডলাইন আছে কিনা যেখান থেকে আমরা নিজেরা এটা সিলেক্ট করতে পারি?
এইটা ডিফিকাল্ট। নর্মালি যখন আমরা কখনো ছাত্রদের উপর কোনো কিছু রিলাই করি, আউটকামটা ভালো হয় না, কারণ তোমরা তো অভিজ্ঞ না, আমরা তো অভিজ্ঞ, এটাই হলো ডিফারেন্স। এখন তোমরা যেটা করতে পারো, তোমরা স্টাডি করে এই মেথডটা বেটার, এটা তোমার সুপারভাইজারকে যা বলতে পারো অনেক সময়, যা আমরা মনে করতেছি এইটাই। এখন ওই মেথডের যদি তোমার সব ফেসিলিটিস ওখানে থাকে, দেন ইট ইজ ফাইন। ফেসিলিটি যদি না থাকে, তাহলে তুমি একটা মেথড সিলেক্ট করা, তাহলে তুমি কিভাবে ডেটা জেনারেট করবা? এই জন্যই তোমার সুপারভাইজার ছাড়া তোমার মেথডটা ডেভেলপ করা ডিফিকাল্ট। এখন যদি তুমি কম্পিউটেশনাল কাজ করতে চাও, যে কম্পিউটেশনাল ফেসিলিটিসটা তোমার কম্পিউটারে আছে, সুপারভাইজারের নাই, আই থিঙ্ক দেন ইউ ক্যান সিলেক্ট। তুমি হয়তো বাজার থেকে একটা সফটওয়্যার কিনলা, যদিও এটা হয়তো লাইসেন্স না, এটা আনইথিক্যাল হইতে পারে, কিন্তু তুমি যদি টাকা দিয়ে কিনো লাইসেন্স, ম্যাটল্যাব সফটওয়্যার একটা কিনলা, ধরো তোমার 2000 টাকা দেয়া বা 5000 টাকা দেয়া, ভ্যালিড ক্র্যাক ভার্সন না, তাহলে এটা তো তোমার একটা সফটওয়্যার আছে এবং এটার উপর তোমার এক্সপার্টিস আছে, এটার উপর তোমার ইন্টারেস্ট আছে, তখন তুমি সুপারভাইজারকে যা বললে আমার মনে হয় দিস ইজ ওকে।
ওকে স্যার, জি থ্যাংক ইউ।
হ্যাঁ, কিন্তু এক্সপেরিমেন্টাল ফেসিলিটি যদি দরকার হয়, যেটা তুমি ইন্টারেস্টেড, কিন্তু এটা তোমার সুপারভাইজার বা তোমার ওই তিতুমির কলেজে নাই, বা যেখানে রিসার্চ গবেষণা করতে যাচ্ছ তার নাই, তাহলে তুমি ডেটা কিভাবে জেনারেট করবা? দিস উইল বি বিগ চ্যালেঞ্জ।
ইয়েস স্যার।
সো ইউ নিড consultation with the supervisor if they have what you are planning, so that's why you need to say their facilities. So কেউ যদি আমার সাথে রিসার্চ করতে চায়, তাকে আমি আমার ইউটিউবের ওই ভিডিওটা দিব যেটাতে আমার এক্সপেরিমেন্টাল ফেসিলিটিস আছে, ও স্টাডি করবে, স্টাডি করে দেখবে কি কি ইকুইপমেন্ট আছে, ওই ইকুইপমেন্টের বেসিসে ওর মেথডটা ডেভেলপ করতে হবে। ও যদি নতুন কিছু দেয়, আমি বলবো না এটা আমাদের নাই, এটা নাই, তাই আমি তোমার ডেটা তৈরি করবো কেন? তাহলে তোমার পিএইচডি মাস্টার তো লিঙ্গারিং হয়ে যাবে। আই ক্যানট প্রডিউস ডেটা ফর ইউ, আই ক্যানট গ্যারান্টি, ইউ নিড টু চেঞ্জ দ্যাট। থ্যাংক ইউ এভরিওয়ান, সি ইউ এগেন ইনশাআল্লাহ।